So with the NBA season coming to an end right around the corner, and the Rookie of the Year race could still be up to anybody, I think it's only fair that we come in here and we react to a video on why Cade Cunningham and Saddiq Bey are reviving and saving the Detroit Pistons. Shout out Six Man. I seen a snippet of the video. It looked pretty good. Always link is in the description. But yeah, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's hop straight into the reaction. Because honestly, Cade is such an exciting, young, amazing player. It's only right that we show him his love. And yeah, shout out Saddiq Bey too. All right, like I said before, yo, shout out Six Man for this video. Link in the description. But let's hop straight into it because I'm excited to watch this.
What other rookies can do this?
Okay.
Cade with the dribble.
That's a good find. That's a great find.
And that play right there is what makes Cade Cunningham so special. Because not only does he have the ability to make a good defender like Ayo Dosunmu look foolish, but he can then make a pinpoint pass in a crowd of three defenders
they have a crazy game.
That crossover. But it's much more than just the highlight plays for Cade Cunningham. This is a rookie that has completely transformed the Detroit Pistons over the last month and has proven to be the best player, leader, and floor general on the team, and that's on a team that is quietly playing some pretty good basketball at the moment as well. Since the All-Star break, these are the numbers Cade is putting up, and just to put these numbers into perspective, there are only 5 other players in the league averaging at least 20, 6, and 6. Those players being DeJounte Murray, James Harden, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Kevin Durant.
Those some all good names right there.
5 All-Stars and 3 MVPs. Pretty good company for a rookie, I would say. Not to mention, the Pistons have won some games in that time, and Cade has a positive plus-minus as well, all pointing to these numbers being anything but.
So wasn't he shooting like, did it say 28%? Not the best shooter, but like that's not really what we expected from Cade. You more like he's a playmaker, honestly, and he's pretty good at that. So Pistons fans really gotta like y'all got y'all one.
Empty stats, like some people might be suggesting, but they're
empty stats. I'm not a fan of empty stats.
Numbers
like
on a team
if you're a bucket, you're a bucket.
Well, and numbers that are comparable to some elite players. But before we talk about Cade, there are also a couple of other players on this roster that deserve some attention. And one of those players was just traded to Detroit for Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles, a former number 2 overall pick who has just turned 23.
The bag, man.
Yeah, I'm talking about Marvin Bagley, who has been fantastic. Honestly, I think you can credit a lot of Cade's recent improvement in form to Marvin Bagley, because they've got in someone who is a lob threat. They've got in someone who can run the pick and roll. And all of a sudden, I'll talk about Cade in a bit, but no wonder his playmaking has gone up and his assists have improved, because Bagley is someone that can hit.
Yo, so shout out Marvin Bagley, man. I've been a fan of Marvin Bagley since he came into the league, and it was so sad to see how people was really giving up on him in Sacramento. Like, yeah, it's ups and downs, but like the way Sacramento was doing him, man, that was dirty. So shout out my boy Bag for being in Detroit and going crazy, man. You got a lot of potential. I'm still rooting for you, Bag.
With an array of hook shots and soft floaters and finishes around the rim, he's very skilled. We've seen that in Sacramento, we saw it at Duke, and we're seeing that in Detroit. He has the skill set, and then athleticism-wise, well, he's proven to be a lob threat for the likes of Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham that desperately needed someone that
could hit his head,
to be simple, and he's done that really well. You can also feed him the ball in the post against mismatches and know he's going to get a high percentage shot. Something Pistons fans haven't really been able to say about many bigs over the last several seasons. Marvin Bagley, to get him for next to nothing, it's just been an absolute fleece. Someone who's just turned 23, if that 3-point shot can start to fall, and I know that's a big if because he's only had one real decent 3-point shooting season, but if that shot can fall, along with everything else he does, he's been pretty engaged defensively. This is someone who's going to average 15 to 20 points a game and is a major piece for the Pistons' future that they got for next to nothing. Troy Weaver, you've done it again. Yeah. And while we're on the topic of Troy Weaver, you've done it again. Isaiah Livers as well. Not going to dedicate a whole segment to Isaiah Livers, but he's been great. He has been fantastic. A steal, along with Saddiq Bey, who I'm about to talk about, Isaiah Livers, Marvin Bagley. This is a reason why Cade Cunningham's numbers have improved, and we'll touch on that. But before then, let's talk about Saddiq Bey.
Saddiq Bey's a bad. Shout out Luka Garza, bro.
Potential second star alongside Cade, or maybe a third star with a looming top draft pick. And looking at the numbers, a lot of people think Saddiq might have taken a little bit of a step back. But when you dive a little bit deeper, after what was a very slow start to the season, Dwayne Casey was being asked about whether he could go to the G League. That's how bad it was for Saddiq Bey. Since then, over the last 45 games, the last few games he has been cold, so this is a bad time to talk about him, but over the last 45 games, he's been one of the best second-year players in the NBA. Scoring-wise, he has improved in a lot of aspects. We know what his shooting is. We saw that as a rookie, and we're seeing that now again.
Saddiq Bey's really good at shooting the ball.
He's smart at relocating. His size allows him to shoot over smaller defenders. He's added the little sidestep threes and a few threes off the dribble, like I mentioned. So he does that well, and I think he's going to be a good three-point shooter for years to come. But the main improvement for Saddiq has been his ability to take advantage of that three-point threat and then take players off the dribble.
Saddiq Bey is nice.
Surprisingly, for someone with his size and the shooting ability he has, his touch around the rim his first year and a bit in the NBA was bad. Pretty bad. Recently, however, he is shooting around 60% at the rim over the last 45 games, which is up from the abysmal 50% he was shooting earlier in the season. And I don't know if there's one thing I can attribute it to in particular. You've got the playmaking of Cade, which is helping. Jeremy Grant being out definitely freed up the floor a bit for Saddiq during that period of.
The Pistons definitely have one of the better young teams in the league. Like give them a few years to gel and become really that team. They're gonna be a problem. They're gonna really be a problem.
Time, Kelly Olynyk spacing the floor at times. There are a few factors, but I think more than anything, he just looks more comfortable finishing at the rim. I know that's kind of simple, but it seems like he's adjusted to the size and athleticism of NBA bigs and NBA forwards around the rim, and now he's starting to realize, oh yeah, I can finish through contact. And speaking of finishing through contact, he's starting to get to the free throw line more as well, which is crucial if you're going to be someone that wants to average 20 points a game on pretty good efficiency, and if you want to be a second or third option, like I'm sure he's aiming to be, you need to be able to get to the free throw line. He's shown an ability to do that. He's also shown an ability to playmake, whether that's secondary playmaking or putting the ball on the floor, collapsing the defense and kicking it out to an open shooter. Those are the kind of things he's done way more consistently. Also, he's done this without turning the ball over more. Really, everything about Saddiq Bey's game this season has improved, if you exclude that little start to the season. And I think you can see for a lot of Pistons players, they all collectively started the season so bad. But
I'm a fan of Saddiq Bey.
Games or so for Cade Cunningham, Saddiq Bey, and numerous other guys have been so much better. And let's just talk about Cade Cunningham. When talking about Cade,
what
it's
a
hard
move.
to pinpoint one particular area of his game that makes him so special. But I think that in itself is what is so special about Cade, because he really has it all. If we're talking about him from a scoring perspective, I mentioned his recent numbers, and in general, he's been a pretty effective scorer from all three levels. He's capable of creating space, whether that be off a step back from beyond the arc or in the mid-range area. He's fantastic at getting the defender on his back in the pick and roll and just dissecting the defense by using his length and size to either finish at the rim or dump it off to the rolling
6'8" point guard, man. Make it look easy.
Started on his touch, on floaters, hook shots, left-handed layups, right-handed bank shots. It's ridiculous. If there's one thing about Cade's scoring, it is the touch with either hand.
I think it's the fact that he's 6'8", which he's a 6'8" guard, which allows him to take advantage of smaller guards, and his skill set allows him to be able to play face up or back to the basket or whatever you need him to do. Is why he's so versatile, why he's so good, and you understand why he was the #1 pick. Cade is a really good, solid player, and Cade's gonna be an all-star one day. He maybe not next year, but in next upcoming years, Cade is going to be an all-star.
That you just know as he gets stronger and as he continues to get more adjusted to NBA bodies and NBA physicality, he's going to be one of the best and most consistent finishers at the rim at any position. At any position, and that is going to get him to the free throw line. That is going to get him easy buckets. Not to mention he has a mid-range game. He has a three-point game. He's got it all as a scorer. He's got it all. Although his
Walls
numbers
really
aren't
good.
amazing, his efficiency still isn't quite there. Just looking at his stats, you can see that he's pretty okay at everything. And I think that's going to round out to him being pretty good at everything and really good at finishing around the rim, in my opinion. I mean, if I were to just highlight one move, you could highlight a number of moves, but just one move. Look at this move on Bogdan Bogdanovic. He gets the switch. He then hits him with a crossover and spin move before banking it off the glass.
That's a
with
good
hook shot.
move.
It's just one move, but the swiftness and the easiness at which he got onto a slightly smaller defender and took advantage within an instant, that is what I expect more often. And
Yeah, like that right there goes back to what I was saying. Him being 6'8" and the 6'8" guard, it allows him to do so much on the court, man. You love to see it.
that's what we're already starting to see more frequently. But clearly the biggest improvement for
What a
Cade
dime.
has been his playmaking. Earlier in the season, Cade
What a
was
dime.
pretty
Is
much
that Honey?
averaging 1 assist to 1 turnover or thereabouts. And there were some people saying, oh, Cade, he's just not a great playmaker. He showed this in Oklahoma State. He's an overrated playmaker. He's not what you're hyping him up to be. Well, now all of a sudden you see that Marvin Bagley is on the team, Isaiah Livers, Saddiq Bey are all playing better, and now all of a sudden his assist numbers have jumped from about 4 to 4.5 to about 7 recently, and he's done all of this without turning the ball over at a higher rate. Who would have thought
That's a
putting him
crazy
with
pass.
better teammates and his team not sucking, and he would actually be a pretty good playmaker, which we're seeing. He's developed a really nice partnership with Marvin Bagley. As I mentioned, in the pick and roll, he can get the defender on his back and then just take advantage of either situation, whether that be finishing or dropping it off to Bagley. He's got the pick and pop with Kelly Olynyk. He's
Yeah,
got
shout
the
out Kelly Olynyk,
in-transition
Heat
lobs
legend.
to Marvin Bagley. He can collapse the defense and kick it out to open shooters like Saddiq, like Isaiah Livers, like Jeremy Grant. He can do pretty much everything as a playmaker, and that's something where you're seeing him put up these 23, 9, and 10 games, or these triple doubles, or these games where he's putting up 10 to 12 assists, because he is a playmaker, and those first few games in the season didn't quite reflect that. I think at the end of the day, when looking at Cade's Rookie of the Year case, or when you're looking at his numbers, a lot of the people look at his efficiency and see his base stats and think, oh, he's just really got a big role on a bad team. But you can't really put into words how bad this team was early in the season. And now that there's some competent pieces around him, all of a sudden the Pistons are not just winning, but he's putting up more efficient and better numbers from pretty much every aspect, whether that means playmaking or scoring.
block.
And all of a sudden, he's looking like the best rookie in the league. That's all I've got to say. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, bye.
Hey, yo, shout out 6 Man. That was an amazing video on Cade Cunningham and Saddiq Bey, man. If y'all enjoyed that, do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. And real quick, how y'all feel about Cade Cunningham, and who do y'all have winning the Rookie of the Year? Honestly, for me, it was between either Cade or Evan Mobley. I still can't decide just yet. But Pistons fans, let me know, are y'all excited about this young team that y'all have? And yeah, I need Luka Garza to get more minutes, because I love Luka Garza, man. One of my favorite young players in the league. But yeah, I'm going to catch you next video. We out of here. Peace.